¿Qué necesita, Judge? Let me talk to us. I have his number. I'll go ahead and call him so we can see if we viene bien.
Okay. All right. Well, thank God. All right. Thank you, Rusty.
Son las meritas 6, Judge. Son las meritas 6.
Ay, do I gotta get this thing
No,
on?
que ya son las meritas 6.
Read my prayer y todo eso. I think just some marketing materials, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's something.
El doctor
Peter Gilbert.
sí,
Pégale. Pégale, no tengas miedo. Con confianza. Con confianza. Hit the devil.
Judge.
Ay, ay, ay.
Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We certainly, on behalf of the members of the Board of Trustees of the Laredo College, we certainly want to welcome you to our record meeting at this time. May I call on Mr. Delgado for the prayer as is our procedure?
Yes, sir. Loving and gracious God, you are indeed the giver of all good gifts. And we thank you today for all your blessings, for the successful outcomes of our college events, and for all of our faculty, staff members, and students. We ask that you bless them abundantly, and we continue to seek your wisdom, guidance, courage, and strength. Be with us in our deliberations and help us to be wise in the decisions that we make for the good of all those who have placed their trust and confidence in our leadership. All glory be to you, loving God. Amen.
Thank you. Mr. Rangel, would you please lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Meeting is being called to order. It is 6:04 at this time. May we have the roll call, please?
Ms. Ramos,
Absent?
Carranza, present. Cynthia Mares,
Absent.
Absent.
Jorge Delgado,
Present.
Lupita Cepeda,
Present.
Esteban Rangel,
Present.
Michelle de la Peña,
Absent.
Absent.
Tita Vela.
Absent.
You still have a quorum, Mr. President?
Thank you very much. We go into item number 3, and that is the approval of the minutes for the regular Board of Trustees meeting on the 17th of December, 2019. Do we have any additions, deletions, or corrections?
Second.
If there's none, there's a motion for approval.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? None. Motion does carry. Thank you very much. We now go into public testimony. It is my understanding no one has signed up for item number 4. We go into item number 5. Let the record reflect, we also have the presence of Ms. Vela. Item number 5 is recognitions, communications, introductions of personnel, and new personnel actions for the month. Dr. Solis?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge Mercurio. Yeah, we have several. I would like to begin with the new hires that we've had in this past month. I think quite a few. Beginning with, we have our information literacy librarian, Omelia Arriola. Please stand up. Yes, we're very fortunate to have somebody of her caliber. She has quite a bit of experience, and especially with our new library now. And it's been a phenomenal success of usage by the students and the community.
Great to hear that.
Secondly, Secretary of Continuing Education and the South Campus, Mr. Miguel Flores. Welcome, Miguel. Purchasing Clerk, Jorge Guerrero. Is he here? Sorry, okay. All right. Workforce Development Enrollment Specialist, Monica Santa Cruz. Monica. Kinesiology Instructor, Cordelia Rodriguez Arabia. she also brings quite a bit of experience as well.
Great.
Now, for promotion, the Dean of Arts and Sciences, he's been here for quite a while, very well known, but now he's a permanent, long overdue, Dr. Horacio Salinas. Computer Information Systems instructor, Ignacio Silva. Thank you, Ignacio. Those positions are very hard to come by with people with that experience in IT. Again, we are very glad to have someone like Ignacio. Professor of Associate's Degree of Nursing, another promotion, and with somebody with lots of experience, especially in our stellar programs. Young Yo, where are you? There she is, right there. Right. Yes. I don't need to mention, but they've done a phenomenal achievements in the last few years, and we're very fortunate that they continue. And we're going to have an announcement in a while again with this stellar program. Computer aided draft design instructor Emmanuel Villanueva. Dual enrollment coordinator Edgar Gomez. That's another growing initiative here that has shown also remarkable success and continues growing. And we will also, I think we have a posting for another one to handle that. That's how busy this division is. And we will be growing more tremendously in the next actually this year.
That's great.
And the lead financial aid coordinator, Claudia Rodriguez. She's been with us for quite a while, and she definitely brings a lot of experience as well. Now, moving on with communications, beginning with, I'm going to have Dr. Diana Miller, where is she here, to talk about our nursing ranking, a very unique, there we go.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, members, President, administrators, and audience. For the record, I am Diana Miller, Dean of Health Sciences, Nursing Program Director, and I'm very eager to share with you some very exciting news. The Associate Degree Nursing Program is proud to inform you that out of 134 nursing schools in Texas, Laredo College has been ranked #1. And this was by the company called The Nursing Process. I want to remind you that this is our 3rd year in a row in which the Laredo College Associate Degree Nursing Program has been ranked #1, and by various different nursing organizations. As you know, it's always a challenge to remain in the forefront. The first time through, you're like, yay. Second and third time, you get a little scared because you're like, okay, we got to keep it up, guys. So I want to thank each one of you for your support for the nursing program, which has made this possible. In addition, I want to introduce the nursing faculty members who have worked diligently to provide the best nursing program in the state. Because of their wealth of nursing experience and their commitment in their students, they have made these rankings possible. So I'm going to call the faculty member and give you the number of years they have in nursing experience. Melissa Guidry, 35 years. Connie Madrigal, 48 years. Dr. Manuel Gonzalez, 32 years. Jeanette Johnson, 8 years. Jane, we just call her Jane. Yo is 14 years. Michael Martinez is 5 years. Jose Luis Santos is 25 years. And Marissa Jimenez is 25 years. Which means we have 192 years of experience in this program. Okay?
I would ask the members of the board to please stand and give them the proper recognition that you all deserve. We are very, very, very proud of you, and we wish you continued success. No question about it. You have made a tremendous impact, not only to this institution, but to Laredo. But believe it or not, I have run into individuals that have said, "Oh, where's Laredo?" You know, that actually are very surprised, and particularly more so with the kind of recognition that you have received through the exceptional faculty and the talent that we're very fortunate to have. So in behalf of all of us, we certainly commend you, and we certainly congratulate you, and we wish you continued success.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Yes, this achievement, of course, we've heard it 3 years in a row now, but it's, like Dr. Miller said, it gets every year more difficult for us to duplicate this. And I just want to add that at my monthly meetings, when I go with the president's meetings in Austin, every single month, somebody mentions that, and they say, "What are you all doing in Laredo to make this happen every year?" We're so envious. And it's not only the colleges, the universities as well. And that has put us on the map phenomenally. I'm going to have Dr. Rodriguez. She has a few words to add to this because this is part of our instructions.
No, she's very humble all the time, but I do want to recognize Dr. Miller. Besides the faculty, but also Dr. Miller, she is an outstanding leader with a lot of experience as well. And I know she doesn't give herself credit for this, but she's very well deserved in all the success the nursing programs have done.
I'll go on to the next item. Thank you. I know we have quite a few today. On the credit rating, as you know, we had our newspaper advertised it, and also the information I sent to our esteemed board. Our credit ratings, last year we had Moody's and Fitch. Now we have Standard & Poor's that are also resonating about our accomplishment when it comes to our rating. And I know yesterday during our committee, of course, the chair of the committee, I'll have you, Mr. Judge Mercurio, elaborate on this credit rating if you allow, if you can, please.
I will be more than happy.
Yes.
Let me, I made some comments at the Finance Committee meeting yesterday evening. And I have been fortunate, believe it or not, as a former member of the City Council. I was a councilman, and that's when I first got exposed to the three rating agencies, Moody's, Standard & Poor's, and Fitch. And Moody's is the most conservative of the three. And later on, of course, when I became a member of the LISD/LJC Board of Trustees and ended up becoming president, we also, on the floating of bonds, as is required, you have to go to New York and make your presentation to those three different financial agencies. And then, of course, naturally, as a former county judge, the same situation. And the most recent one was when we were very fortunate. The community actually voted better than 80% of the voters for the $100 million bond issue that got floated, got approved, and of course ended up being sold. Laredo now, as you already have, I'm sure, read in the media, has improved from a AA- to a AA. And that is quite a very positive impact. And this institution is one of the very few colleges in the entire state that has AA rating. And particularly more so because all of these three financial institutions, when we go there, they have done their research. They have done their homework. They actually come up with questions that it is obvious they are very, very knowledgeable about the finances of this institution. And the most recent one, of course, I did mention the fact when we went and visited them, and thanks again to Mr. Cepeda. During that period of time, we were there at the peak of the Eagle Ford Shale activity, and we ended up giving them additional background, additional information, which they were not really that well informed. All of that, of course, have been major pluses for our accreditation here. Be that as it may, I'm very, very proud that the faculty, of course, right now, we have our president, who is a leader and has brought this institution to a totally new level. We have our treasurer, Mr. Bella, who is a certified public accountant, and in addition to the overall faculty that we actually have. This organization and all of you as faculty and all of you have had and continue to have incredible impact. We have just, of course, heard about our nursing program, and all of this is also plays a major role, again, in the accreditation that we have also received in our community. So, and I know I'm speaking in behalf of all members of this board. We're very proud of you, and we couldn't ask for better personnel, better faculty, better administration than what we're very fortunate enough to have. So in behalf of all of us, we want to thank you, and we really appreciate your impressive support that you continue to provide to our community. Thank you so much. Dr. Solis.
Thank you, Judge Martinez. And continuing with our communications, now with our innovations, I'm going to have Dr. Nora Garza please briefly talk about our new Texas Space Grant Consortium.
Good evening, board members, Dr. Solis, members of the audience, Nora Garza for the record. I like the way Joanna Santillana phrased the news release, and I want to say, as a forward-thinking educational institution that is known for its innovation and mutually beneficial local, national, and international partnerships, Laredo College has added yet another prestigious entity that we have joined the ranks of, and it is called the Texas Space Grant Consortium. There are over 62 organizations, universities, colleges, businesses that are members of that consortium, and now we applied and have been accepted to be members of the consortium. We obviously looked into it so we could improve our partnerships, but also so that we could include some opportunities for our students, because they will offer internships and different things that our students can apply for, scholarships, etc. And that is why we joined, because we have such a big group of students that are actively involved in undergraduate research. We hope that by joining this group of people that are like-minded, this will give opportunities for our college and for our students to participate and to bring the college to a higher level. So this is just an information piece. Hopefully we'll bring you some good news about students applying for different things. But now we are members of the Texas Space Grant Consortium.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Moving on.
Here's another example of the accolades, okay? I'm impressive.
Yes, 2019 and 20 are going to be the most phenomenal years in the history of Laredo College. Moving on, also, I'm going to have Mr. Michael Gonzalez. He's going to give a brief overview of our new branding at one of our high school partners.
Thank you, Dr. Solis. Judge Martinez, members of the board, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Gonzalez, for the record. I want to briefly share with you one particular project that we're working on, have worked on in the community, specifically with United ISD and specifically at the Early College High School at LBJ High School. And if you take a look at what we have here, we have some branding that has happened. As you know, when you are getting your message out about all the wonderful things that you have heard about today, you have to get that message out very frequently and multiple times. It's said that that message must go out at least 7 times before a message is received. And so in that vein, we have this signage that we partnered up with to put into the Early College High School to help and promote this sense of pride and of ownership for the students that are there at the Early College High School and that are taking our Laredo College courses. So you can see wall banners, classroom doors, canvases, and staircase banners. In fact, there are 24 doors that are now branded with Laredo College branding. You can see some of those doors here, and really the striking images that you can see that are going to leave daily impressions on the students. We also have 5 canvases that are present, and they have quotes that are motivational for the students that you can see there, in addition to different motivational quotes that you can see on those canvases. And then we have 3 banners that are also up in that area. Again, all with our Laredo College logos and sort of signifying the partnership there with the Early College High School. So we're very excited about this. We see this as another great opportunity to tell the story of Laredo College and to provide daily multiple impressions with our students at LBJ to help and continue to tell the great message and the great story of this college.
Wonderful.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. I'd like to recognize, make some comments,
Mr.
Gonzalez.
Mr. Gonzalez, will we see this going to the other high schools?
Yes, ma'am. There are plans to do this at a number of other high schools, and so we continue that plan going forward. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions on Mr. Gonzalez? Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
And keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you, Judge. I also like to add in our promotion and marketing department, these achievements or these type of graphics and promotional strategies would not have been achieved without the help of the entire team. Mr. Obed Guerrero over there, please stand up so we can move on. He's part of that big team, but I think he's the brain behind a lot of this. Congratulations. Moving on, I'm going to have Ms. Sandra Cortez. She has some updates to give.
Good evening, board members. Sandra Cortez, Dean of Community Ed for the record. I just wanted to, once again, for our 4th year, notify you that we are a volunteer income tax assistance site. The Fort McIntosh campus, we are available to assist the community on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and at the South Campus on Saturdays. Excellent. This is a very important initiative that we're very proud to be part of. And again, it is our 4th year. We've done very well in assisting the community, our students, with income tax refunds and them not being charged anything. The second item that I wanted to announce was about our cosmetology department.
That's a great ad, by the way. That's
Yes.
very nice.
Very nice ad. This week, we started offering services to our Laredo College community. And we've had, as you can see, a photograph of our students, our instructor, Dr. Solis, Dr. Rodriguez. These are the 20 students that are in the 2nd semester of our program. And now they have met the amount of hours that are needed so that they could serve first, like I said, the college, and then mid-February, we'll start serving the community. Our first customer, I want to show you a picture of our first customer.
Before and after.
We should have done it. Dr.
Oh, boy.
Solis. So we're very happy that he was brave enough to cut his hair, and as you can see, they did a very good job. And we thank you, Dr. Solis, for your support, and board members as well. This wouldn't have been possible, this program, without your support. Thank you.
You should need to hang on or hold on to that picture. Congratulations.
Okay, as you can see, I was almost crying for a minute there, but I was a little bit nervous. I was the first one.
Yeah, he was a little bit nervous, but he did good, and so did the students. Thank you.
And thank you. We're very excited about this new program because it's the first time we've ever had this at the college, and it's going to be a growing program, very successful. And so it was our first time to open up, and we expect the public to eventually come. And by the way, this place is the most phenomenal I've ever seen, and I encourage everyone here on the board to please try to attend. It's not only haircuts, but all the other services as well, from skin to nails and so on. So I encourage you to please, that you will be very pleased with the professionalism that these students are providing.
Excellent.
Thank you. Well, I have one more. I'm going to leave that for the end. We have a really unique announcement on enrollment, but I'm going to leave that for the end so we can move on to the agenda. So, Judge,
Okay, so
that's it.
we shall continue?
Yes.
Okay. And I think it is important for that item that Dr. Solis will bring up will be a very positive and beautiful, tremendous announcement that he'd bring up. So we will be
Yes.
in great anticipation to learn about this. Well, thank you very much, sir. May we have item number 6, and that is the Faculty Senate report?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. President of the Board, Mr. President of the College, distinguished members of the Board of Trustees, our faculty and staff alike, students and members of the administration. I want to begin, first of all, this is our first report of the year on behalf of the faculty and the Faculty Assembly. For the record, my name is Prakash Mansinghani, President of the Faculty Assembly and an Associate Professor of Government. Again, let me begin this year by addressing the members of the board and thanking you all for giving us, the faculty, an opportunity to make this report. We really do appreciate that. We appreciate the opportunity to have a seat at this table, so to speak, to make these reports. I personally am very proud of our faculty at this college and all the work that they do, teaching online on 2 college campuses across the city and across the county, and really across the region, as we work with the 2 school districts that we partnered with, and also other school districts like Webb County Consolidated Independent School District and Zapata Independent School District, where we have our faculty teaching as well. As you all know, our faculty play an integral role in offering a range of degrees, all the way from certificates, associates, and now, of course, our bachelor's degree as well. And given the numbers that you saw about our nursing program, not just how they've excelled and where they rank, but also the years of experience that faculty have, and all of the other faculty at our college, you can see why it's so easy for me to be very proud of our faculty and to have the opportunity to stand up here and represent them. It took a lot of time to get to this particular position, 7 years to build up to be their representative, and so I'm very proud of our faculty. I do want to congratulate the new staff and the new faculty that are working at this college, and a special thank you to Dr. Horacio Salinas for now becoming the permanent Dean of Arts and Sciences. I really wanted to take a moment to congratulate Dr. Salinas. He owes to him the dubious pleasure of bringing me on board at this college as a member of the faculty. So if I ever irritate you, you can go to Dr. Salinas and certainly report to him. He's been a true friend, a true role model, and a true supporter of faculty, along with the people that he works with, like Dr. Rodriguez and so forth. So congratulations to Dr. Salinas. He is why many of us are here today, students and faculty alike, having worked with him in both capacities. Now, very quickly, let me just give you an update on some of the things that our faculty are working on, some of the things you've already heard of, so I'll make it brief, just a quick update. For example, some of the current projects that our faculty are working on. You've mentioned talk about the faculty evaluations. Right now, We have a process where yearly our faculty are evaluated. We have our adjunct and full-time faculty who are evaluated through a number of various instruments. In working in conjunction with the provost of our college, Dr. Rodriguez, myself, our vice president, who is leading this initiative of the Faculty Senate, Dr. Hillary Gleason, are working together to update these procedures, these instruments as we call them, and to increase, as I've said before, the accountability on faculty. One thing in particular that I can give you as an example that we're proposing, again, this is at the proposal stage, I wanted you all to hear this. We've talked about tenure before, and you know that our faculty do a binder, a portfolio, once at their 5th year and never again. This new proposal that we are working with Dr. Rodriguez to see if we can move forward in the days to come will require faculty to do a portfolio every single year that they're employed at this college. And part of what that portfolio might include, if it certainly goes in that direction, are samples of the type of work that students are doing, among other things as well, including evaluations and so forth. So don't let me get ahead of the game here. It's just something that Dr. Rodriguez and I are discussing at this point and moving forward to see what we can do with it. But Dr. Gleason, who is leading the initiative, hopefully we'll meet with Dr. Rodriguez soon and see where we can go with that, is trying to work on accountability. Obviously, it's not met with a whole bunch of enthusiasm among some faculty, but when they learn a lot of the stuff they're already doing, they just need to quantify it, put it into a document, and be able to show off the work that they're doing. And as you saw from the nursing area and other faculty, they're doing some great work out there, the students and the faculty. So that's something on the evaluations. That accountability is very important because you've heard a lot of presidents before me. Some of you have been on this board for many years. Come, ask, ask, ask. I do not criticize our previous presidents, I do not. But ask, ask, ask. And this time I want to show this is what we want to give and make sure that we hold ourselves accountable for what we ask for, sometimes whether it has to do with financial or otherwise. And so I think this accountability is an opportunity to show our willingness to step up to the game and to the plate and do a little bit more work on this end. So I'll keep you on the loops with that, as well as Dr. Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Very quickly, we have a dual committee that we've established. I'm almost done here. A dual committee where we've been working with Dr. Rodriguez and Dr. Fred Solis to address some of the growing pains that come with the partnership, the gigantic partnership that we have with the school districts. And so we've addressed some of those concerns, and of course there's still challenges that we face with the school districts, and we look forward to working with the administration to continue to address those challenges in a way that faculty can help, and help these students succeed. Dr. Bickle, our former president of the Faculty Senate, is currently working on a memorial brick project that you may or may not have heard of before. This brick project is an opportunity to create bricks, put them out in front of the memorial building to honor veterans of our faculty that have worked at this college and have contributed, past presidents of the Faculty Senate and faculty who've served here for so many years. So that's something, as soon as it's unveiled, we'll make sure members of the board and our community at the college are invited to this event. So please stay tuned on that.
Glad to hear about that.
Yeah.
Very excellent.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention myself, the president of the assembly, the faculty assembly, and our vice president, Dr. Hillary Gleason, are going to be attending a conference in Dallas in a few weeks to represent our college at a TCCTA, Texas Community College Teachers Association conference, where we're going to take ideas from those faculty from across the state and bring them to us to help make our college better and to help collaborate with perhaps those colleges as well in partnerships and so forth. And the last item I have for you all folks is graduation. I know you all are voting today to update the academic calendar about moving the dates on the calendar. I just wanted to let you all know I have spoken to a number of the members of the faculty, and I certainly did a survey to see how many of our faculty are in favor of this move that you'll be voting on. I'd like to let you know that of those who voted, 75%, 76% roughly of the faculty favor the change that is being proposed today to the academic calendar. So I can speak on behalf of faculty that they do favor that change. And again, in conclusion, I wanted to thank the board. I wanted to thank the administration for this opportunity to make this report, to be here with you all over the years. You've allowed me, even as I wasn't president in the past, to be part of the discussion. You've never shut me down. The judge, the president of our board, the president of our college, members of the officers and the administration, or any board member, nobody's ever shut me down, whether I was a lowly faculty or the president. You've always given me the opportunity to speak up and really make a change at this college. So we'd love that opportunity to continue doing so. In that spirit, folks, you always invite us to make a report. I would like to extend an invitation to all of you all. perhaps at one day in the future nearby, to come to our Senate meetings that happen every month and talk a little bit about what you'd like to see from our faculty, or an opportunity to make your case. And so I'll share with you all, through Dr. Solis, the dates of our Faculty Senate meetings, so that we can see if you guys would like to arrange, or one of you would like to arrange to come and talk a little bit to our faculty. So I'll communicate that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. We go into item number 7, and that is the Associated Student Organization Report.
Good evening, Board of Trustee President, Board members, and President Dr. Ricardo Solis. Vilma Guzman, ASO President, for the record. I'll be providing the student update for the months of December and January. We had the following items. On December, as part of the ASO's community service project, we went to the Retama Nursing Home, as well as the Juarez Lincoln Elementary, to deliver candy canes as Christmas treats. The Mayas chapter, as part of their service to the community, helped the Sheriff's Department in their yearly Teddy Bear Drive for the month of December. In addition, the Mayas chapter donated over 1,000 items of canned food to the trading station. The Laredo College Traditional Posada was a success. Many students attended to volunteer their time. Student organizations had a training last Saturday to be updated on the spring semester as they continue to prepare for Fun Fest, which will be a mean to fundraise in order to get closer to their financial goals. The trading station is becoming a place where students are coming more frequently. The trading station also received donations in December and January on behalf of Dr. Carranza, and words cannot express again how grateful we are. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We now go into item number 8, and that is the Classified Staff Council Report.
Good evening, Board President Judge Mercurio Martinez, Laredo College Board of Trustees, Dr. Ricardo Solis, and all administration that are with us here tonight. For the record, my name is Rosario Dominguez, President of the Classified Staff Council for 2020-2021. This evening, I would like to present to you the Laredo College Classified Staff Council Core for 2021. They are as follows: Vice President Elizabeth Calderon, Secretary Victoria Martinez, Treasurer Lupita Martinez, and Roy Tovar, who could not be with us here tonight, our Sergeant at Arms. Discussions were made yesterday, Tuesday, January 27th, 2020, in our first meeting, as we plan to attend and participate in several events and functions. One of the events that we will be participating in soon is the Laredo College Fun Fest, which will take place on Saturday, February the 15th, in our college grounds. We also plan to work together as a team and make our classified staff council stronger. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, we thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. This is success. We will go into the consent item with one exception, and that exception will be which one? I'd like to call on legal counsel.
Number 12.
Mr. President, board members, that would be item number 12, which involves the approval of a contract for the water line project.
All right. Okay, I will call on you for special terminology on the actual motion, okay?
Yes.
So in the meantime, we will go into the consent agenda, starting item. My apologies. I understand that I did not recognize Ms. Ramos.
No, that's just for the record, just for the record, just for the record.
We need to recognize her attendance here. My apologies.
Late,
Thank you
but
so
I
much.
got here.
We did recognize Ms.
You're
Evans.
off the black book.
Okay. Thank you very
sir.
much.
Thank you,
My
appreciate it.
apologies.
No problem.
Okay. We now go into item number 9, that's the consent agenda, all the way through 17 with the exception of item 12. and that is on item 9, December 2019 monthly financial report. Item number 10, the November 2019 quarterly investment report. Number 11, approval to join the National Cooperative Purchasing Alliance. Number 13, the approval of contract with Condensed Curriculum International for continuing education certification programs. Number 14, approval for the purchase and lease of a copy machines from Xerox Corporation. Number 15, approval of matching funds for 2020-2021 Texas Workforce Commission Jobs and Education for Texans grant application. Number 16, and we have to compliment Dr. Garza for this exceptional representation. Item number 16, and that is the approval of information technology support as well as the maintenance fees as approved by for fiscal year 2020 budget as presented by Mr. Luciano Ramon. And then item number 17, the approval of the purchase of computer equipment for the College of Health Sciences and the Figueroa Science Complex as part of the Facilities Master Plan Phase 3. I would like to hear a motion and a second for formal approval of these items.
Sir.
Okay, we have a motion.
I'll second.
We have a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? None. Motion does carry. Now, Chair will recognize legal counsel for proper terminology dealing with the approval of contract for water line project.
Mr. President and board members, item number 12 involves a construction contract that I think Mr. Vela will visit with you about in a moment. And there were requests for proposals that were issued, and I believe administration is recommending that the board consider awarding a construction contract for that project to a particular vendor. And should the board decide to award a contract to that vendor, I would recommend that we use specific language for the motion. One of the requirements under the government code of a section of the law that applies to construction contracts is that a governmental body select the offeror that submits a proposal that offers the best value to the governmental body based on selection criteria. So I do have wording for that motion. I think it would be appropriate if, Mr. President and board members, you receive the information from Mr. Vela, and at the conclusion, I can suggest the wording of the motion.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Mr. Vela in reference to item number 12.
Yes, good evening, board members. Cesar Vela, Chief Financial Officer for the record. Tonight we have a request for the board to approve a contract with ASAR Services LLC in the amount of $411,298, and also approval to use $49,298 from the physical plant fund balance to fully fund the project. As we discussed yesterday at the Finance and Audit Committee meeting, this particular project was approved by the board back in August 7th of 2018. And it is basically to a project that we are brought forth so that we can replace some old cast iron lines, water lines, here at the Fort McIntosh campus. We did have to engage the services of an engineering company to do an assessment. They did extensive work on identifying all the lines, working with the city of Laredo, making sure that easements and all the requirements were met. That work actually took approximately about a year and 4 months. We then issued an RFP. The board had approved as part of the project to move forward by issuing out an RFP to seek services for this project. That RFP went out back in November of last year. We did have two companies or two contractors respond. And again, we did have a committee that reviewed the proposals, and they are recommending again that we contract with ASAR Services LLC for this work. The board, as part of the original approval, had approved to use $362,000 from the physical plant fund balance. Again, the cost came a little bit slightly higher at $411,298, and that is why we are requesting that the board approve the additional funding of $49,298. Currently, the physical plant fund balance has $677,704. With this request, if approved, the fund balance would be at $266,406.
Which means that we do have the funding for,
Yes.
to address this issue. Keeping in mind that, as based on the observation or comments that are being made here by Mr. Vela, a lot of this, well, not, but a few of these water lines actually go back to the 1947 period when Laredo Junior College was first acknowledged. So it obviously it does need to address this issue because it does, at this time, I don't know the reason why it was never really taken into consideration, because we're looking at it at quite an exceptional number of years for these water lines to actually be replaced. Any comments or observations from any member of this board? Chair recognizes Ms. Ramos.
I'd like to ask Mr. Muir. Mr. Muir, would the first motion be for the funding first, and then the second motion would be the one that you were talking about, or is it gonna be just one motion?
I believe that the motion would involve awarding the contract, and so I don't think that a motion is needed for the funding, but if
we do
Mr. Vela
We do.
requires that, then I would
Yes.
suggest you make that motion.
Because the first one would be for the monies that we're adding, and then the second one would be for the company that you are going to recommend or based on
Yes.
the RFP.
On the contract.
So there has to be two motions.
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
two
if that's required, he needs it, then I don't,
You have a good point.
you can go in either order. I think you could award the contract and then make the
I
motion
believe
to.
Ms. Ramos has a good point to
Yeah.
bring it
No,
up.
absolutely.
But you want to make that into a motion?
I would like to make a motion to accept the difference in funding to come from the physical plant funding, which is the 49,000, correct?
$49,298.
298. So my motion would read that the board accept the proposal of the 49,298.
98, just 298, yes.
98 from the physical plant funding, correct?
That is correct,
Okay,
yes.
that's the first thing
Okay.
what we want to do, and then we do with the next thing, the
Okay, we do
RFP.
have a motion. Do we have a second to this? We have a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? None. Motion does carry unanimously. Thank you. Now, we go into the second manner in which this is being addressed. Counselor?
And Mr. President, board members, I will read the language for the motion, and if anybody wishes to adopt it, you could merely say, I make the motion suggested by legal counsel. Somebody could second that, and then you can vote.
Thank you, sir.
And here's the motion I suggest that you adopt. Based on the criteria by the Laredo College request for proposal, I move that the Laredo College approve and award a contract for the water line project to the offeror that offers the best value to the Laredo College, that offeror being Azar Services LLC, in the amount of $411,298, and I instruct administration to prepare and execute the proper construction contract to carry out the project.
Okay. There's a question being asked by Ms. Ramos.
Did I miss something? Good. You did not talk about the Azar, right? Not yet?
Yes.
Yes,
You did?
I did.
Okay,
Yes.
so I just want to make sure because it was in between,
Yes.
in the other discussion. I just want to make sure. Okay, so,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
If you'd like me to repeat it, I don't mind.
No,
reading
that's
it.
fine.
No,
Doctor?
it was good.
I was writing it out.
Yes.
Okay.
We make a motion that we accept.
All right.
I
The
second
motion
that
is being
motion.
acknowledged and is being seconded by Ms. Ramos. Any other additional comments or observations? None? I'd like to hear, call for the motion to be formally approved. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? None? Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Vela, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vela.
Mr. Muir, thank you for your help in providing us proper terminology, acknowledging this item.
Thank you.
Okay? So the consent item and consent agendas, all of them have been approved. Now we go into item number 18, which is addresses discussion as well as possible action, and that is the approval of the revisions to the 2019-2020 Laredo College academic calendar. Dr. Solis.
Yes,
Mr. Ochoa. You
yeah,
have
Dr.
the-
Solis,
you have
Solis, he's out, he'll be, for today, yeah, but Bob Ochoa will be able to address that.
Okay.
Robert Ochoa, Associate Vice President for Student Services, Judge Martinez, members of the board, Dr. Ricardo, and members in attendance at this board meeting. What we wanted to do, Dr. Fred wasn't able to be here this evening, but there's a very simple change that we're requesting to make in Laredo College's 2019-20 academic calendar. And what this change is, and the reason we're making this change, we were able to get the arena where we hold graduation moved from a Saturday to a Friday. And that date is the date initially was Saturday, May 9th. We have the arena now for Friday, May 8th. And so what we're recommending is that the calendar, the academic calendar for this year, the 1920 year, be changed to reflect this date of Friday, May 8th. In addition, we now have a Bachelor of Science BSN nursing degree, annual graduation, and the date for that, we've discussed this with the committee, Dr. Rodriguez, Dr. Miller, and our BSN staff, and they're proposing a date of June the 25th, 2020. So these two changes are reflected in the calendar. We discussed this with the Program and Policy Committee. It was provided to them. So what we'd like to do is ask for the board's approval to make these changes to Laredo College's 2019-20 academic calendar.
Okay, that is the recommendation that is being done. Chair recognizes Ms. Ramos at this time.
Dr. Solis? Excuse me, thank you. Can I ask about the two graduations that we talked about? If Mr. Ochoa just kind of sort of mentions to the rest of the board?
The two options, you mean, that we discussed?
That we're having one and.
Yes, sure, at this point, yeah, that, I believe that's
Mr.
gonna
Ochoa,
be.
could you explain to the rest of the board, because I know we talked about it at the meeting.
What we're planning and what we've discussed, and we've discussed this with the graduation committee, and there's about 20 members, faculty, staff on that, and we came up with a schedule. We then went to Dr. Ricardo's planning management group, and we reviewed the changes there. Because of the size of the graduation, what has happened, last year we had close to over 950 graduates and certificates and associate degrees. We were able to move all that, though we had one ceremony, and we were able to move those graduates through in about 2 hours and 45 minutes. However, our marshals, when we had lineup, and you're lining up, 950 students for lineup in the back of the arena there, it just has been too crowded. It's a good success. We have more graduates, the dual program certificate and graduates from the LBJ our dual college, they're increasing. So what the committee decided, we talked about it last year, and we left it one ceremony. But this year, we decided to split it in two. We're going to have one ceremony, and I don't have the schedule with me here, but so I think I can get this correct. We're going to have the lineup for the first ceremony, which is the Associate of Science and Associate of Arts degree, and Dr. Rodriguez can correct me if I'm wrong. The lineup will be at 12 on that Friday, and then the actual ceremony will be at 1. So we think we'll have about 500 graduates, so we're cutting the size in half. What we're hoping that will do is we're hoping that will shorten the time of the ceremony to an hour and a half, maybe an hour 40, 45 minutes. Instead of the 2 hours, 45 minutes plus. That's the first ceremony. So when we finish, about an hour and a half later, we're going to allow about an hour plus to exit the arena. And as we said, we'll make arrangements with as Dr. Carranza mentioned with the LPD and the city to provide security, exiting the arena in the streets. LPD controls that, and of course, Mr. Ramon, the chief, and his officers will be covering the arena. So we're hoping that we can get that. Now, we looked at the two school districts, and some of the smaller graduating classes, they allowed 4 hours between ceremonies. The larger high schools allow 5. So Dean Peña, we discussed this with a committee, and we're gonna allow about 4 hours. We think we can handle this. The next ceremony will be in the evening, and the lineup will be at 5, and the graduation ceremony will be at 6. It will be for the Associate of Applied Science and the certificates, right, graduates. So by doing these two ceremonies, what we're hoping is to shorten the time for the ceremonies, move the graduates through. Mr. Masangani has discussed it, I think, with the faculty. He's on the committee, so he has received this information. Also the faculty. We think, so this is a change we're recommending. The first thing we have to do when we set this up is get the approval for the times for the ceremony. So not on this, but that's what we'll do with Dr. Ricardo, all the administration here, the faculty. And then we'll plan beginning in February through May to implement all the things we need to do for this. But that's the calendar, Ms. Ramos, that we're, to answer your question,
Yes,
that we're planning, that we'd like to propose. Some of the board members that were there last year, and we of course always thank you all, you have a firsthand view of how this went. Dr. Ricardo, you know, lets us know. We follow up with suggestions from the faculty and staff to improve the services. And the reason again for this is, it's a good reason. We anticipate that we'll have over 1,000 graduates between the two. Breaking it down this way, we think we can, one, facilitate the whole process. So I don't mean to be long-winded here, but I hope this gives you an idea of what our plans are. And of course, you know, ultimately you all have to say, we've asked Dr. Ricardo and we've asked the administration, and we made some changes based on those recommendations. If you don't like the ceremony or what we're doing, that's not a board item. You can tell him, and he will tell us, this is what you're gonna do. And we
Thank you,
will do
Mr.
it.
Ochoa.
Appreciate it, Mr. Ochoa.
Dr.
Thank you,
Solis,
sir.
additional
No, we will,
comments?
there's still little details to finish up still with the planning committee, so we will follow up with you as soon as we get the
Okay,
final
I'd like
details.
to hear a motion then that we
So moved,
acknowledge
sir.
the presentation has been already done. We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? None, motion does carry.
Thank you, Judge.
Let me make this, I do have a question. When we finally are going to provide the degree of the bachelor's degree of nursing, will it be this year or the year later, a year later? This year?
It will be this year, Judge, and it will be on the date that we're recommending here,
On the
which,
26th?
25th.
25th, June the 25th, 2020.
I think it is very, very important for all members of this board to be present because it is quite an achievement, quite an accomplishment, and tremendous recognition for this institution to actually give and honor the first recipients of a bachelor's degree in the nursing program. I don't mind telling you, I personally am very proud, and I'm sure that all of you are. Dr. Miller, you've done an incredible job, which we are all very, very, very proud of you and of this institution and the support that, you know, that you have given to the program. And Dr. Solis, of course, no question about it, as the president of the board. But I think it's important that all of us be present for this
And
year
just
of accomplishment.
Go ahead.
Ms. Vela?
Just because it's the first time, I think we should have a little reception or something, because I'm sure, you
That
know,
would be
the
nice.
Kaizen Center, somewhere at the Kaizen or something.
You think we
have
could
something.
have
Yeah,
a
we will,
reception?
we will plan accordingly. you know, to-
Excellent.
we-
That would be
Something at
nice.
the
Something
Kaizen.
deserving.
Yes.
Yeah, just something for them and their families.
And all these things can be done. Again, we've met with Dr. Rodriguez, and Dean, Dr. Miller, and the BSN staff, and we're planning this tentatively. It's gonna be in the Martinez Fine Arts.
Oh, okay.
And,
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
and if you would like something like this, they will tell us it's
Yeah, that would be
doable.
nice.
It's their ceremony, they're gonna tell us what they would like to do. It's the first one, on the BSN group, and we
Yes.
will accommodate, you know.
Thank
We think that the facility there will hold this and this number, so Dr. Miller, Dr. Rodriguez, and the BSN faculty will tell us, and of course, we'll we'll all listen to what you all wanna do.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Ms. Vela?
How many students are you talking about?
Marisela Rodriguez for the record, we are anticipating 22.
Oh, that's not
22,
bad.
and yes,
That's
we
not
agree
bad.
with you, Ms. Vela. We were thinking of hosting a breakfast and inviting the parents, but once the details are sorted out, we'll definitely let you all know so that you can join the students, have the informal recognition, and then that night have the formal ceremony. But
Okay.
yes, we are
That's good.
looking
I-
into that.
Can I?
Ms. Vela?
You know, obviously, I've been here for many, many years. And in the past, we used to have, and I'm not talking about the BSN, this is just a regular graduation. You were here too, Bobby. We used to have 3 graduations, and then we decided to go to 1. My only concern, really, because I saw it, is that we have enough faculty present at both of them. I think do you remember, we used to have problems with so many, you remember, Diana?
Well, let me just say this.
I mean, just to make sure, because
Yeah,
it's a
we
big deal for these
Mi-
students, and,
And-
you know, some of the faculty won't stay for both. but-
And Ms. Vela, it's in our contract, administrative,
Right.
professional, and faculty, that we will participate
Okay,
in annual commencement.
Okay.
So we make every effort and every attempt to get our faculty there. And
A
by
good
and
group.
large, we also ask faculty senate support to do that.
Okay.
We hope to get as many as we can
Good.
for the 2 ceremonies.
good.
It may be that to streamline things that we may have, if it's the arts faculty, the
Then
AAAS,
exactly.
they'll go to that one.
Yes.
And if it's the Associate Applied
Then
Science
they
and
go to that one.
Certificate, they'll go to
Yeah.
that one. That was the suggestion.
That's great.
So-
That would
with
be
Dr.
nice. Yeah.
So just to give you an idea, I'd rather discuss your concerns now
Yeah.
and respond to them, so.
Well, I just remember from the olden days,
Okay, so that's what we're
you
planning
know,
so
so
far.
just,
Okay.
Now, fortunately,
Any other comments or questions?
the attendance has been very good by the faculty in the last few years for the graduation, and
'cause there
we're
was
very
one.
pleased.
That's great.
And,
But,
and we're,
you
so
know,
that's
when
been
there's two,
phenomenal as well.
when you see-
Thank you.
Okay.
from one to
All right.
I have the next item too, Judge. I'll let
Oh,
you.
by all means, go ahead, continue, Mr. Ochoa.
I don't know if you want to call agenda item, the next agenda item, is it 19?
Item number 19, that is the approval of the
Do we need-
2020-2021 Laredo College academic calendar. Again, you have the floor, Mr. Ochoa.
Thank you, Judge Martinez and board members and members present. This is, Dr. Fred also brought this up. It's for next year's academic calendar, the 2021. And to the extent that we can, he's informed all of us, and he informed the Program and Policy Committee, that as much as we're able to, we align it with the school districts. And so what he's recommending here, and I know it's a year out, but he's recommending, if you look at this, the academic calendar here, he's recommending, first of all, let me say this, he says everything that we've done this year and next year stays the same. The number of instructional days, the holidays, there's no change in that, and there's not gonna, the final exam schedule all of these things have been taken into account. Following this current calendar that you just approved, and next year should be the same. The only thing we're asking is because of the, you know how the calendar will move. Friday of next year, of 2021, is going to be, if I can read my writing in here, I believe it's May the 7th. So graduation, and it's here in the calendar for 2021, will be May the 7th, 2021. And the nursing, this is tentative graduation, but if we moved it to the same time, it would be on June the 24th, 2021, which is a Thursday there. So Dr. Fred was asking that if we could also get this calendar, bring it to the board and approve this. If there's any change, it might be in the BSN ceremony later, but other than that, we'd like to do this. And the other reason why is we arranged for the arena. Dean Peña has worked on this to get it 2-3 years ahead. So we have a facility.
We can understand that.
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to hear a motion.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, none, motion does carry.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chop, appreciate it. We go into item number 20, and that is the approval of processing fees for the Division of Academic Affairs Programs. And we have Dr. Rodriguez.
Yes, Marisol Rodriguez, Provost Vice President of Academic Affairs. As presented last night at the Finance Committee, basically what we're proposing for the Division of Academic Affairs is that we start implementing or incurring an application processing fee. So anybody that wants to enter, let's say for example, our nursing programs, possibly our allied health, and our adult education programs, that we charge a $10 application processing fee. And then from there, that money would go to a scholarship unrestricted account. So that way later on, if the students that do get accepted to these programs need it for scholarship tuition, books, or what have you, there's that additional opportunity.
Smart thinking.
Okay, any other comments or observations?
Motion
None?
to
I'd
approve.
like to hear motion for approval. We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, none, the motion carries unanimously.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rodriguez. We now go into the information items, dealing with item number 21, student activities and future programs. Dr. Solis?
Yes, I'll try to be brief as possible. As y'all know, a couple of weeks ago, I was very fortunate to be selected by the most valuable company on the planet, Apple. Only 10 presidents were selected from the United States to participate in a President's Summit to learn about their programs and all the different, the latest technologies that they have when it comes to education. It was definitely an eye-opener. And we're very excited about that because there's only very few that have that opportunity, and it's only large colleges. As a result, now Apple has agreed to come and visit us in February the 13th, I believe. And I had Dr. Maricela. She's also now following up on it, and we're working very closely because this is all, it's all instructional charged. And Dr. Maricela, can you please elaborate on the next steps?
Sure, Marisela Rodriguez. Basically, February 13th on Thursday from 9 to 12, Apple will be here to introduce some of the new initiatives that they're working with other higher ed institutions. And we think it's a good alignment with our quality enhancement plan, which is going to be focused on digital connections. So the team, Laredo College team coming on board, will be a mix of people from the student service side, from a lot of key faculty, Dr. Veronica Martinez, Dr. Arrasola, resource being the Cesar, Dr. Garza, Michael. So we have a good 40 people attending these presentations and seeing how we can use. A lot of colleges, as we all know, new students, they have to get a laptop or some kind of device, having their books accessible on the first day. So there's a lot of initiatives going on with digital connections, and so we're going to see what presentation they have and how their services can align with our programs.
That's really highly, I mean, the recognition by Apple for this institution, that is really quite an achievement. Congratulations, Dr. Solis.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Understand.
Yes.
You're really impressive.
Yeah, we're very humbled and honored by this recognition that we got. And I'll move on to the next, on the next, I'm going to be very brief on it because this is a very preliminary initiative. As I reported to you in the last few days on the aviation program, the partnership, this very unique partnership that we embarking with the city and the airport. We are right now at a very early stage and just evaluating and exploring this program. Last week, the mayor and a few other officials, we went to visit with a potential partner to be able to deliver this possible program at the airport, and that was TSTC. And we're very excited about TSTC, as I reported to you this morning, because they, like Apple company, they have been selected by another very innovative company, Tesla, to be the sole providers of developing the certificates for Tesla in Texas. And we fortunately have already partnered, we're partnering with TSTC to do the aviation, since they are also the experts in Texas as well. And so that's the next step. So we're going to be exploring this possibility and following up with this program. And again, this will be a very unique partnership with the city and the airport. Dr. Moisés, do we have anything else to add to that?
No, just in essence, we're exploring and we're hoping that TSTC will conduct a needs assessment and then look at the feasibility with that and then pursue based on the report and what it entails and then move forward with that.
Great.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, and the next one I'm going to have Mr. Heriberto Hernandez. He has another very innovative program. Heriberto, where there he is, on our Homeland Security Studies program. This is with our partners and other federal agencies.
Good evening, board members. Dr. Solis, Heriberto Hernandez, Dean of Workforce Education. Dr. Solis is correct. We're currently in the design phase of a Homeland Security Studies program. This program will be geared towards anybody who wants to pursue a career in Homeland Security. Right? Primarily, we're focusing on Border Patrol and Customs, as they're the agencies that have the largest footprint here in Laredo. But we are not concentrating necessarily on the law enforcement aspect of it, but more on the academic side of it. Right? It's the current design is pretty much an overarching curriculum. It starts with the academic topics that are common amongst all the Homeland Security academies, right? And then after that, excuse me, the curriculum shifts to post-academy and developing the agent or, the new customs officer to be able to build on their career, right? So all of these topics will address not only the front line, but also any support staff, right? Not everybody can be an agent for obvious reasons, age limitations, physical limitations. So we want to be able to address also the support side of it, right? So far, there is a lot of buy-in in this program. Yesterday, we met with the top officials from the Border Patrol here locally, and they are very interested because they see this as a as a positive, and they could increase their success rate at the academy, right? They do have a large attrition rate once these students get to the academy, and it's primarily based on the academic performance, right? So giving them that head start before they even get to the academy would be a positive for them. We've had an advisory committee with the local ISDs, excuse me, and they're also very much on board with the program.
Excellent.
Awesome.
So the timeline, an aggressive timeline would be hopefully rolling this program out in spring of '21.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
excellent. Particularly more so, great exposure with an identity also, of course, with the Laredo sector of the Border Patrols. That is frankly, a benefit to our community.
Yes, sir.
I agree.
And again, it'll increase the success rate really of the people going in, It'll, there's a lot of people out there who are reluctant to apply, either because they don't know the process or they've been out of school for a while. So this will get them back into the mix.
It will encourage them to actually enroll.
That's correct.
Good
point.
work.
Any comments or observations?
Good job.
Questions?
Look forward to it.
All right.
This-
Excellent.
This approach that Mr. Heriberto's mentioned, this is from the instruction perspective, is a very clever one because they've had a big problem, all the federal agencies, when it comes to attrition and recidivism, just before they even enroll, and that's been a big problem. So we decided to be proactive and be able to attend the needs before they even enroll for all the agencies, not just Border Patrol, but we're starting with that. They were elated that we are going that direction because there's a huge demand and there's a lot of interest, but this provides them a lot of that self-confidence, the students, to enroll. So we will give them that confidence, that pre-programs before they go into these federal agencies.
Excellent.
That's good.
Very good. Very good.
And final, of course, this is, I left the best for the last, because again, these past few years, we have been one of creative transformation with our strategic approaches, our marketing, our promotional strategies. And clearly now they have paid off in just a very short period of time. And I'm gonna, we have been validated by, number one, of course, most importantly, the recent SACS accreditation. As you mentioned in detail, our financial bond ratings. Number three, our local media, from the LMT to the television, over and over. Our state and national organizations have recognized us. Local industry, civic organizations, ISDs, and cities are now coming weekly to Laredo College to utilize our facilities. That's another testament of how they recognize. And lastly, of course, our grants and donors. Now they're coming out every month. We're having announcements. A lot of great development of our grants at different levels. And that's all because of our achievements. But now, finally, the core is our students. And the litmus test is the test of is our student enrollment, in addition to all of these that I just mentioned. And we have now reached a significant point, some numbers. I think Dr. Fred Solis was going to have them on the, do you have them with you, Joel, the detailed?
It's an next agenda item, sir.
Okay, well, since I'm already opening it up, let's go right to it. So therefore, we are very excited, elated that through all of these achievements that I mentioned, we have now reached a significant record for our enrollment in the spring of 2020.
I hope we have the media here because this is an excellent.
I'm not sure, but
Do we have the media here present by any chance?
No, I'm sure.
If not,
Obed has already
okay,
taken care
but
of
I
it.
think it is important
Obed will take
to
care
let
of it.
our community know of this announcement. You have the floor, Mr. Ochoa. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Judge. This is item number 22, Spring 2020 Enrollment Update. And Dr. Fred Solis provided me with this information, which I'm going to give to you. We also have Ms. Lorena Rios, who's our registrar. She's in the audience, and she's basically, and her staff in admissions and registration are responsible for these numbers. Today was a census date. It's the 12th class day for the spring semester. And the numbers that there will be some small or changes because as students, as we adjust adds and drops in this, these numbers that I'm about to give you may change somewhat, but it should not be a significant change. So if you'll bear with me with that, once all this is done and the reports are done, then Ms. Rios submits the state reports that are certified to certify these enrollments. But I think they're very accurate. So what I'm going to try to do is give you the information here that Dr. Fred provided. For spring, total head count was 10,318. That's spring 2020. For spring 2019, we had 9,706. So we had an increase of 612 or 6.31%. So far, just on those numbers, we went up 6.31%. However, if you'll remember, we also had in the winter semester, between semesters, we had almost over 480 students there. Plus, we had a number of classes that started after the fall, after the 12th class day, that were on a flexible calendar, and we started those classes, and those classes carry over and count for the spring. So all total in there, we had 1,564 for 2020. For 2019, we had 1,057. We went up for that 47.9%. So we increased that number, and that number carries over fall. Now, when you add the total enrollment, head count, and the flex, as Dr. Ricardo said, and this is a very significant number, we had 11,882. That was for spring 2020, as compared to 10,763, or a 10.4% increase.
Excellent.
And following up for credit hours, and then I'll get to contact hours, because that's the number Mr. Vela looks at, if I'm not. For total credit hours, we had for 2020, 72,502. And for 2019, we had 68,926. That's a 5.19% increase. So that was in credit hours. For contact hours, and unless I'm wrong, Mr. Vela, this is where we get funded from, contact hours.
Yeah.
Total contact hours for 2020, we had 1,413,072. That was for spring 2020. And for spring 2019, we had 1,326,128. The difference was 86,944. So we had a 6.5% increase in contact hours.
Excellent. Excellent.
Just, these were the figures that Dr. Fred
Yeah.
prepared. There may be some slight changes, as Ms. Rios will tell you, but we think they'll be very close. We're close. This is a 12th class day. As we add and drop, it'll probably be pretty much even.
Congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations.
Okay, and honor well deserved, and recognition well deserved. Congratulations. I would think that we are one of the few colleges that have had this percentage of increase in enrollment.
I think Dr. Ricardo can elaborate on that from.
I'll be general, I don't want to go into split, but yes, you're very accurate, Mr. President. Of the 50 colleges in the state of Texas, literally only a handful, which 5, have shown even a minute type of increase. The vast majority have had decreases up into double digits, and we're one of the 5 that shows an increase.
Congratulations.
The majority have been flat or been down, so we're very elated that, and fortunate to have that in continuing enrollment. Thank you.
That's
Thank
great.
you, sir. Thank you to everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you, Mr.
Ochoa.
Ochoa.
Thank you, Mr.
We
Ochoa.
go now into the President's report dealing with campus police, personnel, travel, as well as other reports.
No, sir, at this point, I think no.
None?
No need.
Okay,
Have that in the packet, yes.
any other item to be brought before this body?
No, Chair.
If none, we will have the next board meeting on the 27th of February, which is a Thursday, at regular board meeting. I'd like to hear a motion for adjournment.
So moved, sir.
We have motion, we have a second. We stand adjourned. Thank you very much.
What? Why not? Newbies?
We got through early.
That's important.